What's going on, everyone? It's Justin here at CPR Service, your cell phone repair specialist. I've been getting a lot of emails lately about customers asking me if they should replace their iPhone 4 battery already. Their battery life it's just not lasting. Well, to tell you, the iPhone 4 battery doesn't last long. I have created a guide that I give to all my customers who are having this problem. I've typed out my own. We've troubleshooted it, we've gone through all the perks, tested them side by side with what we have done to the phone through the guide. I have multiple iPhones. I sell some of them on my website. I don't have any up right now, but we've created a guide that actually works to help expand the life of your battery of your iPhone 4. With the new iOS 4 software that was released, you have now all of these push notifications, and it's really not giving you that ultimate edge to your battery life that you should have on your iPhone 4. I mean, I'm on mine constantly because when I'm not at my office, I use my iPhone for my business. So I've created a guide for you. So some of the terms you need to understand is battery life means the time your iPhone will run before it must be recharged. And battery lifespan means the total amount of time your battery will last before it's replaced. What you ultimately need to do is you need to be aware of how you use your iPhone and know how long your battery typically is going to last you over the day. The usage of your phone, the amount of time that the phone has been awake and is in use since the last full charge, is what I'm talking about when I say usage. Standby, when I say standby, is the amount of time the iPhone has been powered on since its last full charge, including the time the phone has been asleep. So some of the things you can't do to prolong the battery life of your phone is update to the latest software. Always make sure your iPhone has the latest software from Apple. As engineers who release this software, they might find a new way to optimize your battery performance. Using the latest version of iTunes, you can update your phone with the latest software. Connect your iPhone to your computer, then select iPhone. In the source list, in the summary panel, click check for updates and just check periodically just to see if you do have a new update. Another thing that we have noticed that you can do is optimize your settings. Minimize the use of location services. Applications like Facebook that use location services such as Maps, Facebook, just some to name out, reduce battery life. So if you want to disable the location settings for location services, go to Settings, General, Location Services, and use location services only when needed. Another thing you can do is turn off push notifications, email, AIM, Facebook again, Twitter. Those applications from the App Store, they alert you of new data. So in the background, while your phone's on standby or whatever, your iPhone's actually eating up your battery, pushing all those notifications to your phone. So just disable on the ones you don't need or push less frequently. You can go to Settings, Notifications, and set notifications to off. It does not prevent new data from being received when the application is opened. Also, the notification settings will not be visible if you do not have any applications installed that support push notifications. Another thing you can do, like I said, is fetch the data less frequently. The applications such as Mail can be set to fetch data wirelessly at specific intervals during the day. So just fetch the data less frequently. From the home screen, Mail, go to Settings, Mail, Contacts, Calendars, fetch new data, and tap manually. So when you do want to fetch your new data, you can just click on the Mail icon, and it'll automatically just check them when you need to check them. That's one of the biggest things, is always eating away at your battery. Turn off mail push. Like I said, go to settings, mail contacts, calendars, fetch new data, and set push to off. That's going to eat up your battery. It's going to, in the long run, it's going to save you your battery life. And the next thing you can do is minimize the use of third-party applications. Excessive use of applications such as games that prevent the screen from dimming or shutting off, or applications that use location services, can reduce battery life. Another thing you can do, which is a big thing that we have noticed that ultimately saves the battery life, is turn off your Wi-Fi. If you're driving to work or you have a commute that's an hour away, turn off your Wi-Fi. You're not going to be driving on the highway and looking for Wi-Fi signals. Go to settings, Wi-Fi, and set Wi-Fi to off. Your battery is going to be so much improved just by turning off the Wi-Fi. Turn off Bluetooth. If you rarely use a Bluetooth headset or car kit, turn off the Bluetooth to save power. Go to settings again, general, Bluetooth, and set Bluetooth to off. Use airplane mode in low or no coverage areas. If you know that you're inside a shopping mall and you're going to be there for a few hours, or you're somewhere where you know you're not going to have coverage, you know you're not going to be needing to get into contact somewhere, use airplane mode. Turning on airplane mode can increase battery life in these situations. However, you will be unable to make or receive calls. To turn on airplane mode, go to settings and set airplane mode to on. One of the other things you can do, which a lot of people already have it done, is turn your brightness on your screen down. Dimming the screen is another way to extend battery life. To do this again, go to settings, brightness, and drag the slider to the left to lower the default screen brightness. In addition to turning on auto brightness, allows the screen to adjust its brightness based on current lighting conditions. Again, go to settings, brightness, and set auto brightness to on. Turn off EQ. Setting an equalizer to song playback on your iPhone can decrease battery life. To turn EQ off, go to settings, iPod, EQ, and tap off. But please note that if you've added EQ to songs directly in iTunes, you'll need to set EQ on iPhone to flat in order to have the same effect as off, because iPhone keeps your iTunes settings intact. Again, go to settings, iPod, EQ, and just tap flat. Another thing you can do is turn off 3G. Using 3G cellular network loads data faster, but may also decrease battery life, especially in areas with limited 3G coverage. To disable 3G from the home screen, choose Settings, General, Network, and set Enable 3G to off. You will still be able to make and receive calls and access cellular data, but via Edge or GPRS where available. So you won't get the speeds as 3G, but you'll still be able to, and you're going to save your battery life. One of the big things is lock your phone. It may seem obvious, but you should lock your phone when you aren't using it. You'll be able to receive calls and text messages while it's locked, but nothing happens if you touch the screen. To lock iPhone, press the sleep/wake button. You can also set the auto lock interval so your iPhone will turn off more quickly after a period of inactivity. To set auto lock, again, settings, general, auto lock, and set the interval to a short time, such as 1 minute. One of the last and mainly things you can do is just use your iPhone regularly. For proper maintenance of a lithium-based battery, it's important to keep the electrons in it moving occasionally. Be sure to go through at least one charge cycle per month. This basically means charging the battery to a 100% and then completely bringing it down to nothing. So that's a guide that I've basically chopped up from all different pieces around the internet, put out a big guide. I'll be posting a link in the video. You can find it on my website, and that's about it. So this guide will ultimately